And now, it's that time of the week once again. Welcome to the Departure Lounge podcast with your hosts, Tom Whittle and Steve Wooldridge. Your ticket to the home of aviation podcasts. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode number 45 of the Departure Lounge podcast here on the Departure Lounge YouTube channel, the weekly aviation podcast where we sit and talk nothing but aviation for at least an hour and a half, if that. My name is Tom Whittle, and joining me this evening for what's going to be a wonderful chat about some very special liveries is, of course, if I'm going to get that up there, it is, of course, the one and only. He was away last week. He's now back this week. It's Steve Wooldridge. Steve, good evening to you. How are you?
Yeah, hi, Tom. How everyone at home and catching up? Yeah, really good. Thanks. It's nice to be back after my week off. I missed you, but I did watch the show, and let's be honest, it wasn't the same without me.
I was going to be nice then and be like, did you have a nice time gallivanting? But I don't fucking know now, so never mind.
Yeah, no,
did you have a nice time gallivanting?
Yeah, it was good. It was nice to get the train home. It was unexpected, but it was nice. A different way of travelling, but yeah, very good time indeed.
Oh.
It was nice to catch up with family and that. So
nice.
Yeah, indeed.
Wonderful. Also joining us this evening is, of course, our resident comment reader / contributor / northern man. It's Ian Hartley. Ian,
Hey.
Good evening to you. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Tom. How are you? You all right?
Very well myself, thank you. Have you had a good week so far?
Yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah, absolutely average. Yeah, it's just a bit of fishing today. Got one pike, and that's about it, really. How are you, Steve? You all right?
Yeah, no, I'm decent, mate. I'm back south with you, so can't complain.
Yeah, fair enough.
We'll have to hope your internet kind of plays ball as well, because they went a little
really?
bit. But no, fingers crossed you can make it. You have to be nice to the Cornish people this week. Also joining us this evening is, of course, it wouldn't be the show without him. It is Judd. He's not even looking. It's Judd.
By the Lord, there's a noise out that fucking plane. Woo!
I wasn't expecting him to say it, but he did. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Joe.
Good evening, Tom. Good
How are
evening,
you?
Ian. And good, thanks, guys. Good to see you all.
I wasn't expecting you to say that then. It's caught me right off guard.
I did.
Deary me. But are you well? Have you had a good week so far?
Finally getting everything in order now for my late good friend and everything like that. So it's been an eventful sort of week. But yeah, I'm getting there. Guys.
Good
And
stuff.
thanks, Tom.
Good stuff. So let's get into some housekeeping before we jump on to this evening's topic, I should say. As you can see, we sort of rebranded the whole thing, or I have anyway. We changed colours and everything. We changed the logo, as you've seen somewhere. I think it's in the corner, and everything else if you're following on social media, which you can do by following the links in the description below to find us on Instagram, Discord, Twitter, Facebook, and now on Twitch. Yes, that's right. We stream games on Twitch every Friday and Saturday. They're good fun. We did our first lot last weekend, and it was good fun, wasn't it?
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it was a good laugh actually. Yeah, playing Wreckfest. Yeah, yeah, good laugh.
Wreckfest and GTA. Yes, it was good fun.
Tom, I love Grand Theft Auto. I'm going up to a friend now later on to have a game. I'm going to go as Trevor, so I am, and cause
Lovely.
It's funny. I was playing as Trevor today, Joe.
Well, yeah.
I was playing as Trevor. He's an absolute
deadly.
animal.
Yeah, it's much carnage.
Yeah,
Carnage.
it's fantastic.
Best word for it is carnage. So you can follow our social medias by clicking on any of the links down below. We'll also put those out throughout the evening. Also, we have a shop where we've released some merch where you can also buy your limited edition Jer Dooley or Jerlingus t-shirt.
Oh, brilliant. Yes. Make sure you do that, folks.
For the next 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. You can click the link in the description below to find the t-shirts there, which are limited edition. Of course, we have some new designs out as well. And of course, if you wish to become a guest on the show, do drop us a message on any of the social medias and we will get you on the show ASAP. Ian, if you'd like to go through just a handful of comments that we've got there this evening before we jump into the show.
Yeah, we've got a few people saying hi tonight, guys. We've got Marco Barrett saying evening, guys.
Evening.
Good evening to you,
Mark.
Marco. Plane Spotter 555. Hi, guys. So good evening to you, Mr. Spotter there. Mason Jason Aviation. Good evening to you. It's not a name I'm familiar with, that one.
He's watched before. I've seen his name pop up.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. So good evening to you, Mason Jason. T and Hartley's hey guys, sideways smiley face greetings from Preston. Oh, what's it like up in Preston this evening, Ian? And Martin Wooldridge, evening all.
Good evening, Martin.
PC Wooldridge,
Martin.
evening.
No, we have
all.
to do this just for you. Have to do this for Tian's obviously entertainment. Steve, could you show your curtains, please?
Oh.
Excellent
Fantastic.
stuff.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And also, if you could do the honours of just literally point straight up, just checking it's definitely a podcast. Right. So, before we jump into the thing, Joe, if you'd like to, we sort of discussed this before we went on air. If you'd like to just, say what you were going to say.
Oh yes, I was going to say that this is dedicated to my late friend, best friend, Brendan O'Brien, who sadly passed away 17 days ago, and may his gentle soul rest in peace. So this is dedicated to you, my good friend Brendan, because I know you used to always tune in to me, Tom, and the guys. You always used to love catching up on the show, even if you didn't come on to watch it live. You always went back and you always loved listening to it and listening to the conversations there. So this is dedicated to you, my best friend. Gone but never forgotten. You'll always be remembered.
Nicely said.
Yeah, nicely said.
Nicely
Thanks,
said.
guys. Thanks, guys.
So tonight's topic of conversation is to do with our personal favourite special liveries from over the years, whether it's past or the present. We've had sort of a week to deliberate just what to come up with. It's been very difficult. It's been difficult for me. I know that much because there's so many that I do enjoy. How difficult was it coming up with some liveries? We only got like sort of 5 or so each. But Steve, tricky to think of 5 or no?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely incredibly difficult. I've tried to steer clear of retros because they're quite quite easy just go down that route. So I've gone for some slightly more obscure, but yeah, it's certainly not easy. But there's so many good ones, and equally there's so many sort of shockers out there as well. So hopefully people enjoy what we have picked.
Yeah. So that'd be one for a future show, I think, is the shocking side of the special liveries and just what don't work.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Wonderful. Ian, same for you?
Absolutely, Tom. Yeah. We did a show on the Southwest Airlines, a few shows ago, whatever. So I tried to avoid using Southwest Airlines, and also who are the other ones? Frontier, is it? With all the different tails they've got. Yeah. I mean, people like that I tried to avoid really. But you think of your normal special liveries where you see your Etihads and your Qatars and your like Middle Eastern ones particularly, but the smaller airlines like your Air Baltics of this world, and even people like Flybe, they all had special liveries once upon a time, and even as we'll find out with some of Jer's choices, they've had some really nice liveries in the past. So it's really difficult, and as well to get your mind jogged when I've seen some of these liveries, what you guys have picked already, you forget about them. They sort of disappear, and you forgot about them, haven't you? And
that's it.
There's some real good ones out there. There really is.
That's what's made it super tricky. I think is the fact that there's been so many out there that have been really, really nice. Even now, off the top of my head, I'm like, I completely forgot about this one, so I might chuck it in. I might chuck it in. But there's so many out there that you just can't think of, and then at the time, it's like, actually, I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Same for you, Joe. Was it difficult to think of a few?
Yeah, because I was contemplating most of the day now. I was helping my good friend Paul Kelly there today, and I was there thinking about what liveries that I liked, and I know the 2747s. I love them, and of course the Ryanairs and that, and there was a couple of nice liveries that were there, so I'm glad I contemplated on what I have now, so I'm happy with the few that I have there anyway.
Wonderful. I'm just grabbing the last one because I kind of want to include it, but I'm just trying to find a decent picture of it. Ian, if you'd like to there's a couple more comments in there if you'd like to just
Paul.
quick.
Yeah, I'm just sniggering to myself at Paul Kelly there. So something very wrong with the top corner of the screen. It says podcast for some strange reason. And then he later comments saying, and in the other corner it says live. It's all very confusing.
It probably says podcast in the corner because that's what it is. So yeah, Ryan Bomar as well saying hello.
Yeah,
good evening, Ryan.
Yeah,
our good friend Ryan
Brown, resident viewer, says evening troops from the frozen north.
Yeah. Can I just ask Ryan if he ever got his plane through it post? I never found out.
Second, important call.
His phone's going.
Hello, Liam.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that this is
not
live.
Then,
I'm just going to take him off because otherwise we'll hear his conversation.
Yeah. Keep an ear on it. It might be interesting.
Yeah, Ryan got it. That's fantastic, Ryan. I'm pleased about that. Yeah. Tian saying that she lives in Preston in the USA, not in England. I'd like to ask Tian what state in the USA Preston's in.
I've seen photos. It looks like it's in a terrible state.
Yes, we're in the business of insulting. You know that to the long list of people you've insulted.
Yeah. I think I've already visited that one.
Yes, absolutely. I'm just going to reset everything here. I can't see if Joe's ready. In fact, no, he's actually gone. He has disappeared. He'll click the link again and he'll be back, I'm sure.
Yep.
But yes, anyway, so let's jump into. I'm just going to get the screen on there. Let's jump into which is actually his pick. So I'm just wondering if you should wait and just see if. Oh, there he is. He's back. Sort of back, but he ain't. We'll just talk amongst ourselves. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Any interesting
noise of that Jared Dooley when he left the room now, but Jesus.
What do you mean? Show me what you're wearing. But yes, so it's interesting news this week, which I'll just point out quickly, which I mentioned to you guys yesterday, I believe, which is Airbus offering out their belugas for charter operations. Do you know about this one? Ian, you look like you didn't hear about this.
No, I did actually. I did briefly flick over it, and all I can think of is perhaps they're trying to get into Antonov's territory. I mean, it's got a massive capacity, but I just don't think it can carry the weight what an Antonov can carry, although it could probably carry the volume. So, I don't know. I mean, it's specific for cylindrical parts as well, isn't it? Rather than being a bulk carrier. So, I don't know.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. Very interesting. But yeah, it's pretty it'll be interesting to see what they do because they'll be going to airports they wouldn't normally visit. So I'm just there we go. Paul Kelly says that Joe answered the phone in the middle of Star Wars in the cinema one time and had an entire conversation at the top of his voice. By the Lord Jesus,
by the Lord Jesus,
Falcon now be the Jesus. Brilliant. Anyway, now that Joe's back, let's actually crack into tonight's topics of conversation, which are the special liveries. Now, Joe, this is the first one that you picked. I picked this one as well, but I gave it to you. So you can talk us through the South African Airways, I should say, South African Airways special livery. I can't pronounce the actual name of it. But
Cyan. I think it's Cyan, Tom.
I'll take that thing there.
Yeah.
But talk us through it. Why'd you pick it?
The reason I picked this livery, and thankfully I had the privilege of witnessing this 747 at London Heathrow back in the early 90s, and I have to say it's the colour. The colour really sets it off, and of course, looking at the style of the engines, they're the old Pratt and Whitney turbofans with the long tubular pipe out the back of them, and I remember hearing that spool up from those engines when she was going out, and you know something, guys, what a sound! What a sound! But no, the livery itself, because it's done up like to do with an Olympics or something or like that, because one of their A340s, I think, had a similar livery on it as well.
This is completely different to that, I think.
Yeah, this one is now, but the A340 kind of reminds me of a small little but this really caught my eye when she was taxiing out. Now I can't remember the actual date when I got it, but I still vividly remember the sound that she made when she was going out, and the sun reflecting off the colour as she was climbing off runway 27 right, I think, or left it was. It was the runway opposite the hotels anyway. At Heathrow. Oh, I tell you, you know something? Seen it again now in full colour. Now, I think, as far as I know, now I could be wrong, as far as I know, I think this 747 is still actually intact. It's in a museum. It's a museum piece somewhere over in Johannesburg, I think, as far as I know.
I've just seen the comment.
Yeah.
What you want about this particular plane?
Sorry, Tom. Yeah.
This particular one. It's not. No, it was broken up in October 2008.
Oh God. Oh.
And it does have the Pratt and Whitney engines.
Yeah. What did it represent? Does anybody know? I know Rob Brown's saying it's kind of like this. It's got the South African sort of flag vibes to us, hasn't it? With the Y and the little head, obviously it's meant to represent people, I would imagine. But yeah, what did it represent? Does anyone know?
In there, Ian. There is a bit of the because I actually have the South African flag actually up on my bedroom wall here. I have.
Yeah, it does epitomise South Africa, doesn't it? It's unmistakable. I'll give it that.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, no, it definitely does.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's a little bit busy, but I'd be more than happy to see it if it came into an airport. But
yeah, absolutely,
there's quite a lot going on with it.
Good evening, Roo.
Yeah, it's I'm just having a look to see what it actually sort of represented. Really, I don't know too much about the special livery apart from the fact that it was an absolute stunning livery.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Tom.
Just trying to find some info on it. I think it's got to be like a heritage type thing. I think that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I might be wrong, but that's I'm sure it's to do with like the heritage sort of thing and like a community feel. Somebody will mention it. I can't find any information on it at the moment.
And actually, Tom, looking at this 747, I said it was I said it wrong earlier when I was picking it out. That's a 747-300.
It is. with the Pratt & Whitney engines.
With the Pratt & Whitney engines on it, yes.
But not the Pratt & Whitney engines that the 747-100 had. It was different ones, I think.
Yes.
These made a different noise.
Yeah.
For sure. So I've seen this at Heathrow many times.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's a beauty. And the thing is, because of the color and everything else like that, trying to get a model of it is like you got to pay like almost through the roof for it. It's crazy.
I have a model, Tom. I have a model of it, but I haven't assembled it. It's still actually in its box. So
if you want to send it to me, that'd be great.
I may root it out because I know I have it somewhere. It's sitting in the box with a couple of A380s because I have Singapore's A380 and I have a Lufthansa A380. I forgot I even had them. They're just stored away in a press, and of course I have an Omni Air DC-10 as well, which I didn't know about either.
Lovely, very nice.
Yeah. So I do have a couple of models that are not being displayed, which they should be. I should have them all on display.
Yeah, there's no point putting them away, Joe. What's the matter with you?
They were just never out of boxes, Tom. When I flipped and bought them.
No, that's fine. So we're all in agreement that we like this one.
Oh yeah, I definitely without a shadow, without love it.
Yeah, like I said, it is nice and it does represent its country nicely. But like I said, it's just ever so slightly too busy for me. But it's not to say I don't like it, but it's just a lot going on, isn't there?
Ian?
Yeah, definitely. So I was just reading. I definitely like it. Yeah, it is like Steve says, it is a very, very busy plane, but it does represent. It's got Africa written all over it, hasn't it? It's just epitomizes what Africa is, isn't it? Really, in that livery. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a nice livery. I'm just looking to see what Tom was saying then about the 747. Well, I can tell you that it's ex-Singapore Airlines and it was scrapped in 2008, and I think that's as much as I can tell you.
Sad, or you think?
Talk amongst yourselves whilst Ian finds out.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. Nah, I can't find out. I'm not looking.
It's sad. It's sad, though, guys, that this actually got broken up because, like I say, it would have been a beautiful museum piece.
Would have been really nice, I think. Really nice.
Oh yeah. That's sad. Really sad. Like.
Wonderful. Now. Next one. Next one is the one that I was thinking of just now. So I'll sort of get into that there we go.
Oh.
So this is quite a controversial one, if anything. So this is the tropical megatop livery from Singapore Airlines. 2 aircraft wore it. And this was around sort of the late 90s. I think like 1998, I think it is 98, 99 sort of thing. And as soon as it was introduced, it was then wiped out because of one of the 747s that wore this livery actually crashing in Singapore, was it? I'm sure it was Singapore that it crashed. It was Singapore that it crashed.
I think it was Singapore that crashed, Tom. Yeah.
I think it crash landed or something, and then obviously broke into bits and stuff. And obviously, they didn't want people associating the livery with that, so they quickly got rid of it. So it's a short-lived special livery. I really like this because it's the color as well, and I think for me, like the busier, it's busy, but it's done in the right way.
And Tom, another regular visitor to Heathrow. That one was because I
came in quite a bit. I remember seeing it as a kid as well.
I managed to actually catch that one actually back in the 90s. I remember it well. So
it's a lovely livery. Which
it is really
shame that it was around for such a small amount of time.
Steve,
it seems to sort of capture sand, sea, sun, and sky, doesn't it? In the colours scheme, but it's hot, and that's sort of maybe what it's going for. That kind of look, with sort of between the sea, the sand, and the sky, and whatever. Yeah, it looks quite smart looking. That.
Yeah, Ian.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I don't really think that picture you put up there does it any justice. Really, it looks the colours look a bit washed out on it, if you ask me. But I've seen pictures of you, Tom, when you've been flying it on right on FSX. You had it, and when the colours are a lot like more vibrant, a lot richer. I think the plane looks a lot better. I mean, it looks nice there, but it's a stunner. That it really is a nice plane. And if anyone's familiar as well with GTA 5, the F looks like that epsilon symbol, doesn't it? If you're familiar with that part of GTA
5. What a great comparison.
Yeah, I love it.
But no, it's a proper nice plane. That it really is. Yeah, like you say, it's a busy one, but it's done it right way. And I don't agree with what Isaac's saying. The tail needs to blend in a bit more. It's the tail still represents Singapore Airlines, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
that's what the tail's for, isn't it? It's the flag, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah,
it does.
Yeah. So the plane that unfortunately crashed during takeoff, not landing, actually due to pilot error, and hit, as Marco Barrett says, he's put landing, but it was a takeoff. Hit ground equipment by mistake in Taiwan. It crashed. Sorry.
God, that's
crashed in Taiwan. And
obviously
they then got rid of the livery quickly because they didn't want it associated with the plane that was still around. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is an old picture of the plane was around back in sort of 99, 2000. So
probably yeah.
So you can sort of see it, but you can get an idea for what the colours were like and things like that. So so I quite like it. Ian, I mean, as a sum up, you like this?
Absolutely love it. Yeah. Like you say, it must be a scanned negative what that picture's been made with, rather than a digital image sort of thing, obviously. But yeah, I think it's an absolute stunner, mate. That and in fact, I would have chose that one myself if you didn't choose it, to be honest.
Yeah, literally, as soon as we went live, I was like, "Damn, completely forgot it." So I wanted to throw it in there.
Yeah.
Nice
if anybody actually, while I'm at it, if anyone's got any special liveries that aren't mentioned this evening, pop them in the chat and we'll actually bring them up as like honorable mentions at the end of tonight's show.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe, you obviously a big fan of this one.
Oh, I love it, Tom. I love the tropical style of it. Yeah, it really is an awesome livery. Like, it's great though. Like, I had the privilege of getting it as well, and I got with the Wunala Dream in 747, and I got with the other one as well, the South African. So it was nice, a nice variation of different special liveries. So it was lovely one. Yeah. I love this. I do love that one. Yeah.
Jack Roll saying that he loves this livery as well, which is hard not to, really, because it's such a classy sort of livery. Lots of people say it's one of the most iconic ones that have ever been around. Despite the crash and everything else, and despite the fact that it was around for such a short amount of time. But Jack Rolls also goes on to say, "By the Lord Jesus, he's back." Hello to all.
I'm back. I'm back, Jack. I'm back. Woo!
And Mark Jones says, "Yay! Good evening, everyone, on the greatest podcast ever."
Good evening, Mark.
Is amazing.
Thanks, Mark. Thumbs up to you there.
What about the rest of us?
Yeah, the rest of us.
Hey, Mark, don't forget Tom, Steve, and Ian as well. There's
it is my podcast.
Well, it is yours, Tom. Yeah, and there's four.
Not that I'm fishing or anything, but I'm trying to hook a bit.
There's four people here, Mark. Don't forget now, 4 people.
Rob Brown Plane Spotting says that 9 Victor Sierra Papa Kilo was the reg of the crashed aircraft. The other Sierra Papa Lima was removed from service and repainted immediately. So that obviously gives you the indication as to what it was like for Singapore to have that crash happen with one of their painted planes.
Amazing how it happened.
Yeah. Rob Brown says, do retro liveries count? They kind of do, depending on which one it is. I think we had the discussion, which we'll talk about in a minute, when we actually get to the one that we were going to bring up. But we'll get to that. And then Mark Jones says, it's my friend James Botting's birthday today. Yay.
Oh, so big happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, James.
Excuse me. Jack Rolls. All of the this is us. All of the 4 are absolute best true friends and brilliant people. Thank you very much. And Mark Jones says he caught the Star Wars livery LATAM 777-300 last Saturday at Heathrow. Yes, it did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'd love to get up. I really would.
That'd be a nice one to get. I'd love to get that one myself now.
Yes, and Mark Jones then obviously rubbing it into our faces, saying that he's watching this amazing podcast on this 72-inch TV.
Oh, Mark, you lucky.
Sounds like it got bigger since last week, but I'm not
Yeah.
go there. That's uncharted territory. I'm not going.
That reminds me, I need to change my portable TV.
Yeah.
Black and white with a coat hanger.
Yeah. Brilliant. So we're going to jump on to the next one, which is Ian's pick.
Oh, yes.
Which is, of course, another short-lived plane and my most liked post on Twitter. Well, having like 1,000 odd likes because I broke the news first and I got told off for it.
Yeah.
It is, of course, the Virgin Atlantic Millennium Falcon painted 747 to promote the film. I've made that so small I can't see that with my eyes. Galaxy's Edge, is it?
Nice. I like that.
It is.
Yeah, Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's
Yeah.
So this is this is a very smart livery, but also another short-lived livery. So Ian, why did you pick it?
I picked it for 2 reasons. Number one, just the Virgin 747 is an iconic plane, particularly if you live up here in Manchester. It sort of knocks me a little bit that out of all the 747s that ever came into Manchester, this is the only one I ever missed. I never ever got a chance to see it. I'm a big Star Wars geek as well, which also makes it twice as bad because I do love me Star Wars. So that's the reason I picked it, and I just like it. The plane looks really, really cool. I've seen the ANA planes with the Star Wars robots on with the C-3PO
planes.
Yeah.
They don't look right. I'll be honest with you. When you see like R2D2 and C-3PO, they don't look like aeroplanes, and they're painted different to what the planes try and, but they do what they do, and they're advertising the franchise sort of thing. But I think with the Millennium Falcon one on the side of this 747, I just think it looks absolutely fantastic. I really, really do.
It's a beautiful livery. Ian,
it really is, isn't it? Yeah.
And it still works really well with the red tail as well. Like that splash of red still makes it work.
Well.
It's a lovely
and
livery.
The splash of blue on it and whatever you do. It looks really smart. That.
Yeah, it's proper smart. Yeah, and obviously it's representing Star Wars as well, which I'm a big fan of. And like I said, I didn't catch. It's the only one I didn't catch, and I'm gutted that I didn't catch it. Really,
that's a pity. Believe it or not, guys, I was absolutely very, very lucky because when I was on my visit to London Gatwick a good while back, would have been about 2 years ago, maybe, or 3 years. I actually caught this particular aircraft at Gatwick. She came right out over the top of me and Mark Jones. I remember, and what a sight! Like to see the Millennium Falcon actually on the side of her as she was going out, and she made sure to stay to the side as she was passing us, like that I could get a great shot of the Millennium Falcon on the side of her with the tablet.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
So. Martin Waldridge, with probably the comment of the night so far, says, use the 4th terminal.
I think the Christmas cracker jokes out this week.
I think he swallowed I think he had a joke.
Christmas has come early in this place. Marco Barrett says, same Ian. Never saw this one either.
No.
Jack Roll says, you didn't use the Force, Ian. You never became the Emperor.
Oh!
One for the Star Wars geeks out there. I'm not one of them. I have a life. Controversial. I'm going to take that back. I don't want hate for that.
No.
I love Star Wars. Always have.
So, yeah. So this is it's a smart livery, and a quick story on this one actually as to why it's my most favorited tweet. I think it's got like 2,000 or something like that, 1,000, about 1,500, 2,000 likes on there. So I broke the news first on Twitter to say that this was happening. And a particular streaming place, I'm not going to mention who, we don't like them, a particular streaming place came to me and said, "You can't do that because you don't have permission." I said, "Well, neither did the original poster. Were you going to go to them?" And then they shut up after that. So I was then contacted by somebody from Virgin, and they okayed the thing. So I was just like, to you. So yes, that's my story on why this. That's why I've got such a fond place with That's why it's got a fond bit of my heart, this plane, because it's given me that opportunity to be like in your face. Anyway, so yes, that's Ian's pick. So we're all in agreement. This is as nice as it gets.
Yeah, no, really nice.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's fantastic. Yeah, love it.
100%, Tom. A huge big like from me. I
Wonderful. Let's
Yeah.
crack on to the next one. Joe, it's one of your picks, and yes, I did pick it off of Jet Photos because I have photos on there, and I'm allowed to. It is, of course, a particular scheme that we spoke about many moons ago on our British Airways World Tales
That's right.
show of all of 3.5 hours. It is Wunala Dreaming of Qantas. This is one that inspired British Airways to create their own style of Wunala Dreaming on their 757 747s for their World Tales. Joe, you picked this one. Tell us why you did.
Oh, well, the reason I had to pick this one, Tom, is because the first time on one of my visits to London Heathrow, she happened to be on stand. I think it was down around Terminal 4, Terminal 5, I think it was. I spotted her.
Terminal 4?
Was it Terminal
Use
4?
the 4.
Terminal 4 to Terminal 5. That must be one big plane.
Actually, yeah. Actually, the way I actually put it. No, I think it was actually Terminal 5. She was actually on, and I said to myself, God, this has to be my lucky day to be at Heathrow, and there she was, like in her beautiful livery, like the way she is now, and I kept saying to myself, I hope she comes out, and she came out around 9 o'clock, which was during the summer months, so it was nice and bright as she was going out, and the shine off her was just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I like how it epitomises Australia again, doesn't it? And
Oh yeah, it does.
unmistakably Australian.
Yeah, you could see the kangaroos and all on the side of her representing Australia.
And that kind of heat, like this, like the red sort of the heat of it all.
Oh yeah, it's like the way Australia does be in very hot during the summer months over there, and it epitomizes the lovely red skies that they get over there as well. That's why I like this.
Yeah, I actually like as well, going back to what Isaac was saying before, when with the Singapore one, where the tail didn't really go into the fuselage, where this Qantas one, the tail sort of merges into the actual fuselage.
It does.
Yeah.
And that looks really nice. That's proper nice, that.
Oh,
But it is just the red tail, isn't it? But it just fits really well with it. And I actually like you were saying with the orangey red in the background. I thought it was more to do with Air's rock more than than the sky sort of thing, like. But
like Air's rock and that.
Yeah, but the way that they've got all the images on it as well, which contrast against the background as well, looks. It's a proper smart livery, that it really is.
That's
proper
beautiful,
nice.
Yeah, no, it is a beautiful livery, guys. And of course, not forgetting the absolutely beautiful Rolls-Royce RB 111 engines. Can't forget them.
This, the reason I sort of disappeared for a bit was I thought I had the model out, so I was going to bring the model, but I think I've put it away somewhere. So
Okay.
So unfortunately, I can't show it, but I do have a model of this in 1/200 scale, and it's fantastic. So this livery is again one of those ones where it was a regular visitor to Heathrow because of the association that this had with British Airways.
British Airways,
yeah. It always sort of, you would always stop to have a look at it because you think, that's a livery and a half, that is. So it's one of those ones where you sort of remember where you were at the time that you used to see it all the time. Of course, when they got shot of the 747 of this particular one, they obviously repainted this on another 747, but didn't repaint the engines. So the engines were grey,
Yeah.
And it was on one of the 747-400 ER planes, which then, once the livery was removed, maintained an entire red, just a red plane with a
Wow.
Qantas black and the tail there. So yeah, so that's a little bit of history there. But I quite like this. I think this is fantastic. And I think we're all in agreement that this is
yes,
a really good livery.
Top marks.
Yeah, absolutely, really nice.
Yeah, it's lovely, that one. Yeah, it's good choice, that one, Joe.
Wonderful.
Thanks. I said, guys, I had to pick it because, as I say, as Tom was saying there, we had the privilege to witness her many a times. She was a very frequent visitor to London Heathrow, and I think she visited Frankfurt Airport, I think, once or twice on her trek as well. So she did. So she's gotten around. She has gotten around.
Yeah, done some miles, all right.
Ryan Bomar says that I was covered up by the graphic in the corner, so I've now got rid of that, but that wasn't always a bad thing. Rudy Van Gogh, aviation videography, a new name to the chat. So hello to you. Says the Malaysia Airlines Viscous 747. Hang tight, that might just be in our list. Mark Jones, and this is another one I've completely forgot, but it's too late for me to bring it in, but I'll probably bring it in at the end. It says, who remembers the Continental 777-200 in the Peter Max livery in the 1990s?
Yes.
He does, and it was amazing. So
I got at Gatwick on a few visits to Gatwick, I remember. It was actually a beautiful livery. I mean, so many different colours on it there was.
Yeah. Going back to the what we were looking at before. Something we looked for. Rob Brown, Plain Sport, it says, who is going to miss the Icelandair Aurora Borealis when they eventually get shot of their 757s?
Well, definitely me anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seeing the new livery, I think you've got every reason to cry because one of their 737 Maxes was painted in Norwich about a couple of days ago, probably start of the week. And there's pictures that have emerged of it, and it's just tragic. Absolutely tragic to see an airline with such a great livery and all these special liveries. We're going to have to revamp it, and whether we'll see if whether they maintain their special liveries or whether they'll just go, we'll paint you all into our brand new, shocking, disgusting livery.
Yeah, it'd be an outrage. Even their retro stuff was amazing.
Yeah, it's not great. It's really not great. But yes, there you go. Rudy Van Gogh again says, long time lurker. Well, thank you for commenting this time. At least we know you're watching. Ryan Bomar says Joe should get electricity in his house.
I have electricity in my house, right? There's a light on. That's brilliant.
Give me credit. He's been rubbing potatoes all afternoon. How are you getting me like that?
One potato, two potato.
Brilliant one, Ryan.
Also, we have Marco Barrett, who says new Iceland Air livery is well smart. Obviously, an unpopular opinion. I know Marco Barrett. I know he's joking. So at least I'd hope he was anyway.
I'm going to be kind to him because he's drawing me a picture at the moment. So yes,
Once
Marco, anything you say.
You can say what you like.
Yeah.
I think we touched on it a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
didn't we? The Iceland livery.
Mark Jones says, I have a photo of the small dragon livery on the Air New Zealand planes too.
Hello, Mary.
So good. Another one that's a good shout as well, which we completely forgot about. Mary Kay says, "Hi Joe, how are you?" Which you've just said hello.
Yeah, thanks, Mary. Nice
and shame on you, Marco Barrett, because he's definitely not joking.
About great to see Marco. Well done, mate.
Yeah, just you, I think, and the 8 billion people that live on this planet. Anyway, let's get on to the other ones. Let's fire through these ones. So next one is I forget who's picked this.
Beautiful.
This is mine.
This is one of Steve's. Finally, one of Steve's, and the next few are definitely going to be Steve's. So sit back and we might as well go home, as he said earlier. So, Steve, you picked this Etihad Visit Abu Dhabi purple livery. Tell us why you like it and why you picked it.
Oh, well, you can see for yourselves. It's absolutely stunning as well, with the breakup of the colours on the tail. And let's be honest, when it comes to Christmas, what's the best one in the rose tin? It's the purple one. So it's just a flying.
Yeah.
I
no, it's
absolutely me.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. I think they started this in like 2014, 15, and they've sort of gone on to up to 2019. I've seen it on the liveries. It's not one I've ever seen in person, but if I saw one of those on a summer's day, it'd be absolutely sensational to catch one of those, because it is an absolute work of beauty. That
I'm not going to lie, but I think what you've just said might make the end of the show special. When you said that it started from 2014-15, but you can clearly see on the plane it says 2013.
Right, yeah, that's a good point. I thought it might have said 18. So
nitpicking, but it's definitely making the end of the show. Then the year special. But no, do carry on. Sorry.
But yeah, no, they've certainly carried on up until more recent times. But yeah, I thought it said 18. I won't lie. I've had a shocking week. Don't bully me. But yeah, what do you make of it, Ian?
I like it, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I do like. I do like the purple, and I like the colouring on the back and what have you. But like you were saying, Steve, you could catch that with the right light, being a metallic as well, with metallic paint on it, it'd look absolutely amazing. It really, really will. It's a proper looker. It really, really is. Yeah, and I don't think Etihad, in my eyes, I don't think they've ever done a bad livery, to be fair.
Absolutely, I've got to agree there.
Yeah. What about you, Joe? What do you make of it?
Ian, I absolutely love it, but unfortunately, this particular aircraft, eluded me so many times. Unfortunately, it's one I never got to catch. She did pop into Dublin a couple of times, but any time I wasn't going up to the airport is the time she came in. But luckily enough, I got the blue Manchester City livery that came in, and I think there was another. Yeah, and I think there was another one. I think as well, but I never got this. But I tell you, I do absolutely love the metallic purple and the
nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Tom? Yeah. Do you rate it?
The purple is gorgeous. Like it really is. It's like the perfect shade of purple to have if you're going to do a plane like this. And I quite like the tail design and everything else, and sort of the message that it brings out. And the thing is, they didn't change the livery at all. They just changed the year for each time. I'm fairly certain now this plane is either stored or it's been retired.
Well, yeah, well, it deserves to be commemorated. It's an absolute corker, that.
It's a stunning plane. It really is. And I'm just going to have a quick nosy because I'm now curious to see whether it's actually still around or not. But yeah, the purple is it's an incredible shade. And like Ian said, if you catch it at the right sort of light and things like that, it would look stunning in any sort of picture. The picture that we've got here is wonderful. It is. But if you have a look on like Google and things like that, some of the other pictures of this plane, it's really, really nice. Really, really nice.
It is a stunning.
And look at the way the sunlight is reflecting off it.
Yeah, no, it's just such a great shade of purple as well. Like Tom mentioned, I think they could have got it quite horribly wrong, but they haven't. It's just a classy kind of almost like night sky purple, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Aubergine.
Aubergine, not quite aubergine.
Yeah.
More of like Ian said, like Steve said, the purple horrible street and the quality street tents.
Nice. I like purple. I like the purple chocolate.
You're all wrong.
Yeah,
you're just wrong.
Beautiful.
But I've had a quick look. This livery came out in 2011. So both me and Ian, damn it, Steve, we're all both wrong. The plane is 12 years old, delivered new to the airline in December 2009, and then was withdrawn from use in 2019.
Yeah,
it's currently stored at Teruel in Spain since.
It's not that old, is it?
in June 2020. So that's where it sits, and more than likely, it's sitting in this livery.
Oh yeah,
What a
it's
way.
a shame. We need to get it out and about again.
Be nice to see that out again, so it would.
Absolutely, but this is obviously getting a lot of love. So Jack Roll says that is stunning.
Nice one, Jack.
Rudy Van Gogh says, "Oh, that's the only Etihad special livery which always kept evading me." So it's
Same here.
Always
Same
special
here,
livery just seems to get away from them.
Yeah.
Marco Barrett saying, "Nice pick, Steve. This one is really good."
Good choice, Steve. Well done.
Planespotter 555 says, "I love that." Jack Rolls loves it that much that it's an aircraft he'd love to be inside.
Oh well.
Wow.
But personal preference aside. Also, Rudy Van Gogh says, "Sadly, I believe it's all white today."
Oh, it's not bad.
That's
They've
a shame.
actually painted over it.
Oh, fishy.
So yeah, there's another good shout actually from Planespot 555 who says, Nine Hotel Papa Golf Sierra's old Formula One livery is one of my favorites. Of course, the Etihad Formula One livery that the A340 had, which I do have a picture of somewhere, but I can't find it because it will take me forever. But if you don't know what it is, Google it or wait till the end and we'll give it a shout, and then we'll see what we're talking about. But yeah, so that's this livery. We all like it, yes?
Oh, yeah, big thumbs up.
Thumbs up, yeah.
Cracking stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done, Steve.
Martin on Airplane Pictures. I cannot talk today. Let's move on.
Sure, we need to
So another one of Steve's. We did say it was going to be Steve's.
Good man,
And it's
Jack.
the Orange Pride livery, which from KLM on the 777-300. Now, this is to represent, I believe, the Dutch Olympic team.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's correct. Yeah, they went and picked him up in this, and just when you think of Holland, orange is the immediate colour that comes to mind. I think KLM are missing a trick by not having a splash of orange on their usual liveries, but this works quite well. I like the way it sort of fades into the light blue. It doesn't just go orange straight in. It's it's nice. It's a livery they should have kept, in my opinion. Like I say, if you think of the Dutch, particularly football and darts and that, they absolutely go bonkers for orange. So in my book, they've sort of nationalised their airline in this livery, where usually the kind of light blue doesn't really have any association to the country.
It's hard to sort of, if you were thinking of like KLM being a Dutch airline, where you would stick the orange if you were going to keep it. Like, would you have an orange like cheat line for it? Would you keep so if you look at the nose, if I go in here, you see this section here is painted in the Dutch flag.
Yeah.
So would you put that in the cheat line instead?
Yeah, and even if you had KLM on the tail written in orange, just to give it a nod to the sort of national colour, maybe. But I don't know, or even the engine cowlings, have those orange. Just have some kind of recognition towards your kind of nation's associated colour. That would be my suggestion if they were to sort of keep that livery, or some degree of that livery.
The man who knows all about this one is, of course, Rudy Van Gogh, who is, of course, Dutch. Says, hey, I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rudy, in the chat, are you a fan of it? Did you like this one?
I honestly think that the entire where it's blue, I would just make it all orange and just leave the bottom half white and the top half orange, the entire plane. And I think they'd look a lot smarter if they were orange rather than blue. Personally,
I tell you now, Ian, I have to say now, I actually like this because sometimes I'd be watching Rue's videos, and I tell you, he has some very awesome videos from Amsterdam, and as far as I know, I think he's caught this one a couple of times on his videos, and I do follow a couple of other plane spotters actually from Amsterdam, and I tell you, it's a gorgeous livery. The sun really reflects off that one when she's lifting off. I like this. I'd love to get a model of this one. So I would.
Marco Barrett pointing out that it's a livery that absolutely no aircraft model manufacturer can get right, which is interesting. I'd love to know why. I mean, I don't own this model and I don't go about finding the manufacturers and stuff, but I'd love to know why they can't get it right. But to answer your question, Rudy Van Gogh says, I love it. Best KLM special livery ever made.
Well, yeah, maybe from what Marco's saying, it's that sort of fading from orange into the blue that make it sort of they haven't quite got right. I don't know.
It's probably this gradient here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
The thing is, there are pictures of it. So I remember seeing it on, like Twitter, I think it is. I wouldn't be able to find it. There is pictures on Twitter of that section alone, like a real close up of that section.
Yeah.
To see how it actually fades from orange to blue, and it does work. It does work. You look at it like this, you think it's a little bit off, but when you actually look at it close up and you see the actual the fade in it, you can actually see how it looks better when you look at it close up, which is the only way to kind of describe it.
But being an ex-car painter, to try and merge a bright orange into a bright blue is going to be one of the trickiest things you could ever try and do, because where it meets in the middle, you're just going to get a dark patch where you can see there where it looks slightly darker. If that wasn't right, it wouldn't be right. It just wouldn't, you'd get one chance at it, and if it was right, it was right. But if you got it wrong, it'd look a mess. But you can,
Marco's. Sorry, go on now, Tom.
I'd say Ryan Beaumont put the plane only got the nose dumped in the orange paint, as in just thrown in there. But go for it.
Yeah, Marco sort of agreed about the model, saying the fade from orange to blue is different on every model he's seen. So it sort of confirms that it's difficult to get right.
Absolutely. But it is a really nice plane. It took me a while to warm up to it, actually, because I was like, it didn't quite look right. I can understand like Ian's kind of thing of just painting the whole thing orange and just having the Dutch flag as the cheat line. I think that would be pretty cool. But I still like what they've done here, because it's a nod to the orange that they have on the nose there, and obviously it's part of the Dutch color heritage as well to have orange pretty much symbolized with them. So a big fan of this one, are we?
I like it. Yeah, I like the orange. It's a nice shade of orange. Excuse me. Yeah,
good stuff. Joe, you like this one?
Oh, I love it, Tom. I always love when I'm watching YouTube videos from Amsterdam, and it's always one of the ones I always look forward to seeing departing from Schiphol. I'm hoping this summer now to get over to Schiphol that I can catch this one.
Brilliant. I like this one. I've seen this one pass over here, or where I live in the southwest of England. We get a lot of KLM traffic. And I always see this one passing over, and you can point out the orange nose like distinctively. You wouldn't even need to check flight radar to know where it is. So very nice indeed. Right, Steve, I believe another one of yours.
No, well, sorry,
no,
it's not.
It isn't. It isn't. So we're taking a bit of a break from Steve. We're going to Ian now, and you've picked this Etihad Greenliner livery, which is obviously their nod to the world of eco stuff. Why did you pick it?
Because I like it. It's
well, obviously, well done.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, in all intents and purposes, it's a standard Etihad livery, but it's been painted in all these patches of blue, these different shades of blue, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. It's just, I don't know, it's just a proper eye-catching, pleasing plane to see. Maybe I like the colour. I don't know.
Is it blue?
It looks blue to me. Yeah, it's called the Greenliner, isn't it? But it's not actually green, is it? It's pale blue.
I'm certain that's green.
That looks blue to me.
What it would do in the picture.
Actually, Tom, down just below the door, the very back door, there's a slight bit of light blue there now, alright, yeah, but there's other parts, alright, that are green, yeah, and up around the tail, there's a small bit of blue there, just down below the fin, near the tail fin there. But that's as far as as far as I can make it out now at the moment. But the rest of the plane does look actually pretty greenish looking. But then again, I don't know.
Do you remember the internet phenomenon of that dress that went around viral? It was like, what color is it?
Yeah,
is it blue or is it grey? This is kind of one of. I'm fairly certain it's the mint green.
Yeah.
No, it's a pale blue. Yeah, definitely. It's same as the British Airways livery, the new British Airways livery. It's got similar kind of vibes to it, similar kinds of colours.
Is that the Airbus A320 Neo, Ian?
Yeah, what do they call it? Whatever they call it, I forgot what they call it.
But you think that's yellow, didn't you?
The eco-friendly aircraft.
Yeah, the eco-friendly one. Yeah, that's the one.
That's it. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I like that. I like that little BA 320 Neo. I think it's lovely.
Yeah.
Marco Barrett's having a bad night. He says, "I definitely don't see any green. Must be on Northern Eyes."
Yeah, I don't think the blue's meant to represent the green. I think the blue's got something to do with. I think it's more to do with the technology and actually the type of fuels and whatever they're doing. It's more to do with that rather than being green. The green's just because everything's green these days, isn't it? It's not necessarily a green plane. It's a pale blue one. In my opinion, IMO.
Okay, do you know what? I'm settling this, right? Steve, tell me why you like it.
Well, I'm sorry this is old ground, but certainly the new BA plane that's just come out isn't too dissimilar to this. I'm sorry that got mentioned just now, but yeah, I like it. It's I would say it was green rather than blue. I'm sorry, Ian. But yeah, no, it's really nice. It's smart looking. I do like it a lot.
It's a proper eye catcher. It really, really is. Like I say, it's got the standard Etihad livery, but just the colour of it just makes it stand out from other Etihad planes, and it's probably one of my favourite Etihad liveries. I would definitely say.
Well, I have to say, guys, I absolutely love it because I had two close encounters actually with this beauty at Frankfurt Airport over in Germany back in December 2020. I remember. I know I probably went beyond with the there was kind of small bit of restrictions I think coming in at that time in Frankfurt, but I went obviously to see the MD-11s without Lufthansa before they were getting retired, and sadly they are gone now. But yeah, I encountered this beauty twice on my visit to Frankfurt, and then I have to say I love this livery. It's nice.
On the Etihads, do you rate the kind of the ones with like the visit on? Say you've got like the Statue of Liberty or something sort of iconic to Japan or whatever. Have you seen those around the place? Do you rate those?
I've seen the. Is it the Singapore one?
Yeah.
I think I've seen that one in Manchester. Yeah, I do. I like them. I think I like them because they're quite subtle. They've got a nice livery on them, and it's quite a subtle livery, and it's quite a classy looking livery, if you ask me. On all, there's three of them, isn't there? The China.
Yeah, I've certainly seen New York.
Yeah. There's a few of them, and they've definitely got. Yeah, they're not garish either. They're quite classy, aren't they? And I think Etihad try and come across as a classy product, don't they? Rather than something like really in your face sort of thing. So I think they tend to go for something a little more subtle in the liveries, to be quite honest. And particularly with that green line, I think it works really well. And with some of their other special liveries, I think they all work really, really well.
Yeah,
it's decent.
They're remarkable. I know it's great. It's great what Etihad actually do with their special liveries. And then of course we have the goldish coloured livery similar to this as well, which is nice. I called it the new livery when I seen it first at Dublin on the 777. Yeah, it's nice.
Mark Jones pointing out, does anyone remember the Etihad A340-600 in the Formula One livery?
Oh yeah,
as Planespotter said earlier.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then Planespotter 555 says, one thing I found out recently is the green liner livery inside is all eco-friendly, as well as it uses a lot of bamboo. apparently.
Oh,
Well, there
wow.
you go.
Marco Barrett adding that it was painted in this livery as it was the first aircraft to operate a flight using only fully sustainable biofuel.
Well, sign of the times, isn't it?
So
Certainly is, sir.
Big
Sitting
time,
on a
yeah.
bamboo chair with
yeah,
eco-friendly diesel.
That's
it's
the one.
it's all fun and games until we've got a panda in the freight who started eating everything.
Rob Brown Place Point says Etihad is pretty smart, other than the large font size of Dreamliner on the fuselage. Do you think that's too big?
I don't mind it.
No, it
Personally.
doesn't. It
not
doesn't
too
upset me, to be honest.
And then he says the year of Zayed on the Etihad 777 is awesome. That's a lovely livery if you've not seen that one.
Is that the new one or an old one? The Era Z were a few years ago, weren't it?
It was,
We caught
but
the
Etihad
380,
also
didn't
painted
we?
theirs up as well. So I think
Oh yeah, the Etihad. Sorry, yeah. I'm thinking
Etihad
of
painted
the.
theirs up as well, but completely
Yeah.
different. It's
Yeah.
smart,
Sorry,
very
yeah,
smart.
yeah.
Wonderful. So we're all in agreement that this is nice. I have looked on Google.
Yeah,
Apparently, this is a mixture of green and blue.
yeah. Oh, no, it's
Right,
beautiful.
so we're
No,
right
we're
then.
all right.
Yeah.
There we go. We're all friends
Yeah,
again.
We're all right.
We're
We
all
can
in
shake
agreement.
hands.
Yep.
Here we go, Steve. We're back to yours.
There you go. I did say at the top of the show I wasn't going to pick retros, but this one for me, you can't ignore it. It's just such a beautifully simplistic aircraft design, but it's absolutely amazing. Like every time I've seen it, I've always sort of stopped and taken a photo, and the fact that it lived down in Bournemouth for a bit was so special. Like they had it parked up against the road and that, and I say it's just there's just no fuss to it. White, black, and the old school BEA like logo on the back. It's just what can you say? And like you can just see the comments are going crazy. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, there's a beautiful. Yeah, there's
We spoke about this beforehand because while we were deciding what to do, we were a bit like, do we include retro liveries and things like that? And I sort of said no, because originally you wanted to pick the Landor livery, or you said who was going to pick the Landor livery.
Yeah.
And I said I wouldn't include it because it's a previous livery, as in it's a livery that basically the airline had before. So it's not really a special livery, but this to me is a bit of a special livery because this is something that a lot of us would not have seen in our lifetime, because obviously BEA and BOAG obviously merged to make British Airways in the 70s. So this felt right to do a special, make it a special livery because it's on a plane that never wore it, whereas the 747 wore the Landor livery already.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. But I think if BEA were around now and they kept this livery, I think it's very smart on the 319.
Looks lovely.
If I went to, well, it's at Gatwick currently, but if you went to Heathrow or Gatwick and found yourself on a 319 and it was that aircraft, you'd be absolutely jumping through hoops, wouldn't you, if you ended up on that?
You would. Yeah, I'm just going to keep clicking the comments here because they are going a little bit mental at the moment. So Jack Roll says, oh, yes, that's gorgeous. Marco Barrett saying, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go now.
Here we go now.
PlaySpot 555 says, good choice, Steve. Marco Barrett saying, best of the best. Mark Jones saying, BEA Retro is operating from Gatwick at the moment.
Well, that's good. At least she's still rotating somewhere anyway.
And then Rudy Van Gogh says, BA has been amazing to create the 4 retro liveries. Landor is my favourite out of them. I have to agree with that.
Beautiful.
But yeah, if I was an aircraft, this would be me. Like incredibly simple, but incredibly good looking.
And about to get retired.
Yeah.
Taken out to the woodshed.
Too many miles on the clock.
Yeah. Brilliant. Fantastic. Nothing like having a good old dig at yourself.
Yeah. Oh, it's I was lucky enough to actually see that come into Heathrow when I flew out to Frankfurt back in November there. So that was the last time I got to see her. And to be honest, I had time, but I had a look at the radar and I was like, oh, it's 30 minutes out. I'm going to hang on for it. And as it happened, the next morning it was actually parked on stand, so I got to see it really nice and close up. So yeah,
brilliant.
Really, really good.
Yeah, brilliant, fantastic. Jack Rolls says, I'd be doing cartwheels if I went on her, let alone go in it.
Not in a 319. Not with bloody space in one of them.
Yeah.
So where's the APU? Ryan Bomar says, "Does anybody here collect plane tags?" I do. If anyone, we all know what plane tags are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little bits of aeroplane.
That's
What they're
right.
making to
Yeah,
keep.
Anyone
yeah.
collect them while we're here?
Yeah.
I don't get them. No, I just get the safety cards. That's what I'm interested in.
You don't get them; you steal them.
I acquire them.
Sorry, borrow them. You are planning to give them back.
Well, someone passed them on to me. I'm merely the handling agent. I never took them off the aircraft. Like, don't come
You
knocking
are
at my door.
the
Handling
middleman
agent.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Jed, do you collect any plane tags at all?
You know something, Tom? I've never picked one up leaving the aircraft. I just get on and just get off, and now the only thing I would actually buy if I'm on the aircraft would be the little models that they have. Like as I say, I do have a small model of a Ryanair 737-800, so I'm delighted with that. But unfortunately, no, the tags I never bothered with. God darn, no, I just feel like
Nearly.
saying it. Yeah, I feel like saying it, but anyway, but you know yourself anyway.
Certainly. I've got a couple,
Have
which
you?
I'll mention. I've got one that's from a what one is it? I can't find it. But it's one from a Virgin 747.
Oh, very
Oh yeah,
nice.
nice.
And one from a US Airways A320, which was used in the filming of Sully.
Oh,
Oh, that's a
awesome.
nice one.
So it's a nice one to have, that one. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely,
so
Tom,
that's
yeah.
around. I've put it in a special place at the moment, but it's
Brilliant.
around somewhere. But I do have that.
I'll tell you what, if this didn't end up in a museum or whatever, and they took it apart, I'd definitely be keen to have a bit of this.
That's just tickled me. Sorry.
Yeah, Ian's tickled already, but we'll get down to that shortly because we've got a couple more comments to go through. Mark Jones says they made Negus livery plane into a disco/bar style inside at Kemble, which is very true.
Yeah,
very true indeed, because it was on the news as well, and also follow. What's her name? Name's Susie, who is the CEO of Kemble Airport, or Cotswolds Airport rather. And she did a little video on it, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, really, really cool.
It looks nice, yeah. Yeah, it does inside.
Marco Barrett says, I was one of the first people to get a photo of this, as its first flight was after being painted, was to Manchester.
Awesome. Well done,
Jack
Marco.
Roll saying, I'm a reg spotter as well. And the one that tickled Ian was Ryan Bomar saying, Ryanair tags come bent because of all the hard landings.
Good man, Ryan. That's a good comment. I like that. Well done, Ryan.
Spot on. Fantastic. So, yeah, we all like this one. It's hard not to like this one.
No, definitely a little baby. So she's and hopefully she'll be flying a bit longer now. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Right, next one. Joe, you're up next.
I am, Tom. Thank God that before.
By the Lord.
By
Jesus.
the Lord, Jesus, the night out that fucking
We're having a break from lots of all the Steve's ideas for one of Joe's personal favourites, which of course is one of the Ryanair 737-200 special liveries, which is in the form of Kilkenny. For those that don't know Kilkenny, Joe, you would like to explain to the wonderful people watching what this was promoting?
I certainly will. This particular aircraft, and I've had the privilege to witness her a couple of times at Dublin, and as you can see, she has the hush kits at the back of those famous little Pratt & Whitney jet engines she has on her, and they're pretty noisy without the hush kits, I have to say. But the reason this one now is representing Kilkenny is because of a particular drink that we have here in Kilkenny called Kilkenny Irish Beer. And so Ryanair decided to promote the actual drink, and it is a lovely beer to drink, I have to say. I drank a couple of pints of it once when it came out first, and I enjoyed it. I really did. And you know, and you know, Tom, it's nice that this come up before I have to leave you guys. So hopefully I get the final Ryanair before I have to say goodnight to you guys, because I have to make phone calls and stuff. But I love this one. I really do love this because as I say, I not only witnessing.
I
Oh,
knew that was going to happen. I
I
totally knew that was going to
I
happen. I could hear it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it
I
happen.
saw that happen, Tom. But yes,
Bastard
but
things, honestly.
but
Anyway,
yeah,
yeah. So
I like this. I
they
like
had a
this one.
few, didn't they? They had a few.
Yes, they did, Tom.
Yeah, they had a few liveries and stuff, didn't they?
Uh,
Do you want to explain just quickly the ones that they had, just while I sort of take myself off screen?
I certainly will. This is one of them anyway. They had the Hertz rental car one. They had Tipperary Crystal. They had the Jaguar, which is a very famous one, and a lot of memories the Jaguar has for me actually, which hopefully I get to explain now before I have to wrap up shortly. But they had one from Vodafone. They had one uh, Aircell, which is still kind of intact at the airport in Dublin. It's being used as a fire safety device now for the fire crews doing their training and that as well. But yeah, no, they've had a nice and the News of the World. Better not forget that one. They had the one representing the News of the World newspaper as well.
Wonderful. Now, just before you do leave us, we are going to skip ahead to.
Yes.
So here we go. So this is the one that you wanted to talk about especially. So go ahead.
Yes, Tom. This one now most certainly. Now, I will say one thing. A few times when I first witnessed her, I did used to curse and swear at this one because, particularly why? Because she's classed as a Boeing 737-200 advanced model. She's advanced because of the size of the engines and pretty tight to the back. But this one does hold a dear place in my heart. Two times me and my best friend had the privilege of flying on this particular aircraft, and we and always when I got on this, uh, my friend Brendan always gave me the window seat because I used to sit in at the window seat, and of course as I said to you, I always got to sit over the wing on nearly every particular flight that I flew on with Ryanair or Aer Lingus, and even British Airways put me over the wings a couple of times. But no, this one, guys, has a place in my heart because this is especially in honor of my late friend, best friend Brendan, who I'm honoring this show tonight for on his sad passing from us. And as I say, before I go, I want to say may his gentle soul rest in peace. And he's gone, but never forgotten. He'll always be remembered, and he'll always remain in my heart forever, as I say. So this is for you, Brendan, my good friend, the Jaguar Ryanair 737-200.
Yeah, no, well, we all obviously echo your sentiments there, Joe, and wish you and his family well and that for a difficult time.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, guys, and I absolutely appreciate. Before Tom now transition to the next one, Tom, is it okay if I do my shout outs before I leave?
Do some shout outs now, yeah. If you're leaving us, yeah, do some shout outs now.
God bless you. Thanks very much, my good friend. Now listen, everybody. I want to give a big shout out to Tom, Steve, and Ian. And it's a great honor to be back among you wonderful guys. And thanks very much for making a space for me every week. And as soon as my best friend is laid to rest in a few days, which is not too long away now. But I want to give you all a shout out for a wonderful podcast and great show as always, and to all my good friends on Facebook who are following, to each and every one that's on the chat here, to Jack Rolls, to Ryan Bormar, Mark Jones, and everybody else that's joined in on the show on the chat tonight as well. To Rebecca Follen, to her partner Mark Collins, Paul Kelly, and Mary Kelly and his wonderful family, to all my good friends, and to all our wonderful frontline workers that are constantly working hard every day to keep everybody safe. And I love you all. I love you all so very much, everybody. Tom, Steve, and Ian, love you guys very much as well. And you're like brothers to me, and I appreciate it.
Thanks, Stuart. Thank
Nice
you.
one, mate. Have a good week.
I will. I listen. I'll be in touch with you over the next couple of days. I'll be letting you know how everything has gone and that as well. All right, guys.
Fantastic,
Wonderful.
Joe.
Take it easy.
All right, mate. Look
Yeah,
after
you
yourself.
take it easy. Take care, Joe.
Listen, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show. I'll catch up on anything I've missed.
No problem.
Take
Well
care,
done, mate.
guys.
See you soon.
God
Bye-bye.
bless.
See you later. Bye
Bye,
bye.
bye, guys. Bye, bye. Bye, bye. So I have to.
So that's Joe for this evening. We've got a few to skip through, so we'll get through those very quickly. Here's one of my picks. Of course, we are sending condolences and well wishes to Joe, of course, as well. This is the Brussels Tomorrowland livery, which is one of their sort of trilogies of special liveries that they've got at the moment. This is to promote, I believe, a music festival in Belgium, I think it is. This is as striking as it gets in terms of what their liveries. I mean, the ones that they've done are fantastic, like the Red Devils, the Smurfs, everything else. But this is probably for me just the best one of the lot. So I like this one a lot. This is why I picked it.
The only special I've ever seen of that was the Tintin livery that came into Heathrow once. But yeah, no, it's nice. It's got plenty going on and it's vibrant. And fun fact about Brussels Airlines, the tail originally used to have 13 dots on it, and they spotted it and said it was unlucky, so we had to stick a 14th one on there.
Very
So
good.
there's a useless nugget of information
Not
for you.
just Ian being
Absolutely.
stat man. Hey,
Yeah, there you go.
Very good. Everyone doing their research this week. Fantastic. So quick one, because we've got another departee, and Mark Jones says good night, everyone. It's been an amazing
Cheerio, Mark. Thanks for joining.
Yep. Yeah,
You.
cheers, Mark.
So yeah, Ian, thoughts on this?
I like it a lot. Yeah, I like. I don't know. I just like the entire design of it. I like the background colours of the oranges going into the pinky and the purples and right into the tail of it. I also like the fact that they've got what I don't know. Is it an eagle or whatever on the front of it there? I presume it is, isn't it?
I believe so. Yes.
Some kind of bird of prey. Anyway, but it's really, really smart. Yeah, I do like that one a lot. Yeah, I liked all them liveries. I wasn't a big fan of the Tintin livery, and I've never been a big fan of those cartoony type liveries. But yeah, that one's really nice.
You had a struggle finding the Smurf one, though, didn't you, Tom? You were quite keen to see it, and it kept eluding you.
So in 2019, I did a trip to Heathrow on my first sort of spotting trip there with my camera. I'd been there obviously plenty of times with still camera, but first time with a video camera. And I made sure to get the bus down to Heathrow to get it. And I got there on time. What I didn't anticipate was the fact that it was early. And it came in as I was walking to the spot, backlit, so you couldn't see it. And I've got a small, 3-second video on my phone, and that's as far as I've got with it. So I was gutted, absolutely gutted to miss it. But I got to see it, and that's the main thing, but not how I intended to. So, yes. But yes, we're all in agreement. We do like this one. Let's get on to another one of Steve's. Now, this is quite an interesting one. But you like this one because of the shark on the nose.
Well, the sentiment of the airline, there was various ones like tigers, sharks, and that. It's obviously like saving the planet and looking after the planet. But let's be honest, how cool would it be to arrive in an aircraft with a shark on the front of it? And if you're at the gate looking out the window to see a shark arriving at the gate, that's incredible. It's just the inner child of me is, and like a shark fits a plane beautifully. Let's be honest, like the profile of a shark compared to a tiger or a lion or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm not even looking at the back of it. Like that doesn't really help it, but the front of it is just cool. Brings out, like I say, the inner child
really
to have a shark on it.
Definitely really cool. Ian?
I think I agree with what Steve's saying there. And the profile of the plane certainly fits the front end of a shark. It's funny when you mention about the tiger and what have you. I forgot which airliner it was, but I was actually looking at a 747 with the tiger's face on the front of it.
Yeah.
And it just didn't look
Transaero,
right. It just didn't sit right at all. the shark on that, they called it a profit hunter, didn't they?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. And like you say, the rest of the plane doesn't really do it any justice, but the shark's nose is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, that was so cool if you're at a gate to see that pulling up.
Yeah, pretty
and
cool.
Rob Brown says there that all the shark needs is a cannon at the front, like an A10, to complete the look. I totally agree.
Brilliant.
That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Marco Barrett says the cool thing about the Brussels special liveries, as we were talking about just now, is that the cabin is also decorated with special scheme as well. That is incredibly true, because on the Smurfs one, when you go onto it, it's all decorated in like Smurfs kind of like sort of thing, and it actually played a theme song when you board it.
Oh god!
So it's pretty cool. And then Marco Barrett says, I caught this one at Manchester whilst it was on its promotional world tour. I do like the Embraer one too, I must admit.
Yeah.
But yes, we're all in agreement. We like this one. Next one. Done that one. Okay, this is not part of it, but we'll go for it anyway. This is what people were talking about when it comes to the Etihad F1 livery.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Which is a smart
little blend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a smart little plane. This I've actually got a model of this, but it's in storage at the moment. But yeah, I've seen this one plenty of times. I've got a picture of it somewhere as well, and it's another regular to Heathrow. It's the blend of white to sort of a light red / pink to the red down to sort of the dark red. So this one is astonishing. Etihad know how to do a special livery.
They certainly do, don't they?
Yeah, phenomenal. Yeah.
Before, obviously, they decided that we'll just put it as a title on the plane and that's it. And then, obviously, they then painted up a 787. I'd love to have seen a 787 in this one, actually. If they kept this going, I think it would have been pretty cool to see that one. But yeah, that's what people were talking about when it was the Etihad F1 livery, which, of course, now flies for Steve.
Well, European and Bournemouth, but it's in a boring white colour with just European aviation all on the side of it.
Yeah, it certainly does fly from Bournemouth now. My pick, again, and that's as far as I can go in with it, is the Sichuan Airlines A350 special livery. Now, there's a few planes that have this livery, but it pretty much depicts like the Chinese sort of depiction of pandas and just everything else. And again, the colours and that, it's amazing what most airlines can do when they want to splash a bit of paint on their planes.
Yeah, so I think like aviation enthusiasts particularly, but I think if you're sort of a younger child, a little bit nervous of flying, first time on a plane or whatever, to see sort of pandas and all that on it, it might sort of put you a little bit at ease perhaps before you went on it as well.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
It's quite sort of friendly looking, isn't it?
I like it. It's especially sort of like the Middle Eastern / sort of Asian markets. They always seem to be able to put on a really good special livery, whereas the European ones seem to slack a little. All you got to do is look for airlines like China Eastern, China Southern, of course, with their 787s. They've got a special livery on them. There's so many you can think of. It's ridiculous, but yeah, this is one of those ones where it's like, you'd be happy to have this as a model.
Yeah, no, it does look nice. Like the change of the colour into the tail and what have you.
So we're all in agreement that we quite like this one. It's a nice picture as well while we're there. Marco Barrett says that the F1 livery was eye candy.
Definitely,
Jack Rolls is having a whale of a time because he says these liveries should come with an over 18s warning. They are just gorgeous.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, easy fella. And then Rob Brown Plains Point says, nice livery for an A350. Pity the paint will just crack like Qatar.
Yeah, well.
Very good. Right, next one that we've got is another one of mine, which is I couldn't pick one, so I picked all three. It's the Air Baltic flag liveries. Of course, we got Estonia at the top, Latvia in the middle, Lithuania down below. obviously representing the couple of countries from the Baltic area. Ian, you're a big fan of Air Baltic. What do you make of these liveries?
I love them. Yeah, I think they look fantastic. I mean, they've still got the Air Baltic identity, haven't they, with the fluorescent green engine cowlings, if you want. But the liveries represent the flags of these particular countries, and they just look really, really good. They've been really, really well thought of and painted really well. Proper nice planes. Particularly is it Latvia, the one in the middle?
Latvia, the one in the middle.
Yeah, I think that's my favourite out of the three, to be quite honest.
See, I'd be taking the blue and black one at the top as my favourite, but they're all decent.
Yeah, you are decent. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So yeah, so they're pretty special, those liveries there. We'll just get through a handful more. So we are kind of rushing through this because we are supposed to be ending now. Ian, you picked this one.
Yeah, I picked this one. It's funny because it's what Bob Brown was saying before about the 757s. If you're going to miss the Aurora Borealis one, the Heckler Aurora one, when they get rid of all the 757s. Now, I was going to pick that one because I've seen that one at Manchester, and it's a beautiful plane. It really, really is. But this particular plane, it's been hand painted, which is what caught my eye, rather than being covered in like a vinyl wrap or whatever they do with these planes now to make them look like that. They've actually hand painted this one for the anniversary, haven't they? And it's just an absolute stunner, and it's just Iceland Air, isn't it? It really is.
80 years of aviation.
Yeah, I like the Aurora on as well. It sort of depicts what Iceland's all about. It's just they've absolutely nailed it. This is us. And it looks really smart, that one you picked, as does the Aurora one, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's a shame they've taken a massive shit on it and decided we're going to paint it in the new livery.
Yeah, and the age of these planes as well, what they're using. I mean, they're 20 plus years old, aren't they, these 757s, what they're using? So, to be fair, they've only got a few years left in them anyway. But, like you say, Tom, they've ruined it, haven't they, with the Ryanair Audi livery, as I'd like to call it.
For those who don't know, Aldi, it's a supermarket here in the UK.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like this one a lot. I think this is probably, for me, controversial. It's better than the Aurora Borealis one.
Ooh.
Just all the
probably other way. I probably like the Aurora one over this. Just
yeah, I probably just tip over the edge. I like this one particularly just because it had been hand painted, which really. To be able to be that talented that you can hand paint a plane like that is it's a stunning feat of work. It really, really is. Yeah,
I'd like to catch them actually before they retire or get painted into the new livery. So
yeah,
that's my mission for this year.
I'd like to catch this one. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Next one got mentioned earlier by Rudy Van Gogh, and of course we could not include it. And it's the hibiscus livery from Malaysia. Airlines 747. Now they painted a 777 in the blue livery, which is sort of very similar, but all the blues that you can think of. But this for me stood out as sort of one of the most iconic 747 special liveries I think that's actually been painted on a 747 because of the vibrant colours and the sort of hibiscus Malaysian flower as well, which is covered in this picture here. So this is, like I said, one of the most iconic planes, and didn't last very long. About a good 3-4 years, I think, before the 747s were sort of starting to wind down. What do we make of this, Ian?
I like it. More than just being the Malaysian hibiscus plane, I think a Boeing 747 tends to wear a special livery really well. And the ones we've looked at tonight, and even the ones we haven't looked at tonight, a 747 just seems to wear a special livery really, really well, where some of the smaller planes tend to, it either clutters the plane up too much, or it just doesn't look quite right. But the 747s, I think, because it was the flagship, weren't it, of any airline, really?
Absolutely.
I think they made that little bit of an extra effort. And that Malaysian one's an absolute stunner. It really, really is. Yeah.
There's no words.
Absolutely. It's a livery Stevie Wonder could appreciate. It's that good, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dearie me. Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. It's an absolute. It's one of those ones where I think if things like Flight Radar and that were around back in the day, you'd have a whole lot of like posts going up on Facebook or Twitter and that to say this is coming to your airport. You need to get down there and get it.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
this would be a head turner for anybody that was looking for this.
I'd get up to Heathrow and double quick time if that was coming in. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Couple more to go. We have skipped a few, but we'll get there. So another one of mine, and I know Ian said we would avoid Southwest Airlines, but how can you avoid this one? But we will briefly touch upon it. So this one is Freedom One, which is designed. I'm trying to remember now, back from the Southwest Airlines show that we did. This was, I think, it's for the veterans. Am I right?
I wouldn't like to say, Tom. It sounds right. It seems to ring a bell. Definitely. Yeah. I think it was, weren't it? Yeah.
And I just think the design of the wave of the American flag is about as patriotic as you can get. And
I was going to say, for a country so keen on national identity and that, they've absolutely hit the nail on the head, haven't they? For that, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a cracking little livery, this, and it's got good sentiment behind it as well. And a lot of people love it. I think I saw a video that Matt Cochran saw it for the first time, and he was absolutely buzzing about it because he managed to see it. So it's a fantastic livery. It really, really is. And it's one of those ones that, again, if you're an airport, you would get down there to see it, even if you've seen it plenty of times, because it's one of those ones that just stands out and catches your eye.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think that goes to a lot of Southwest special liveries. I think this is why we didn't want to touch on them. I forgot which episode it was now. Is it back in the earlier days, weren't it, when we did
15, I think it was.
Southwest,
Like
15. But they did so many special liveries. And the majority of them were absolutely fantastic liveries, weren't they? And like you say, Tom, I think if you knew one were coming into your local airport, you'd be down there at the drop of a hat, wouldn't you? Definitely.
You would. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Marco Barrett says, the best Southwest special yet. I've got a model of this on the way. Of course, Gemini Jets have released their version of this in 1/400 and 1/200 scale. The models have come out in other manufacturers. And PlaneSpot 555 says, love how the engines follow the scheme. It's just taken in the right sort of
absolutely
way, I guess.
I noticed that when we did the actual show that the engines did follow the scheme of the actual planes on most of the Southwest liveries. Yeah, really well painted planes. They really are.
Another one that was mentioned earlier on in the comments, I believe, by Rob Brown Planespine, is, of course, another one of Ian's picks, and it's a good pick as well, is the Cargo Lux 747 cutaway livery, which I know that the Scottish aviation community absolutely love this.
Yeah.
And Ian, why do you love it?
I just like I just like what it is. I mean, I do love a Cargo Lux 747-800 anyway. I think they're one of the nicest freight planes out there, one of the nicest looking ones. But I think they've done a couple of special liveries, but this one really stands out to me. It is what it is. It is with the cutaways, with the little pictures what are inside the cutaways and whatever. I just think it brings a bit of humour and a bit of lightheartedness to such a serious industry sort of thing. Everybody's, it's such a serious business carrying freight around. It's nice that a company like Cargo Lux can do a little cutaway of what's actually inside the aircraft. Obviously, it's cartoon pictures, but I think it looks fantastic. It really does.
Done to inspire the younger generation, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it gives you an idea of what they're up to, doesn't it? As well. So it's informative as well. So yeah, I really
it's
like
decent.
it.
It's a good bit of marketing. That's clever. It does look good. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, and lastly, I believe is another one, Ian's one. It's one of my personal favourites as well, just because it's got that humour side to it, like Ian said. Is of course the Kalula 737 special livery. Now, no prizes for guessing why it is one of our favourites here. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to zoom in and I'm just going to scroll. So there you go. So we'll start from the nose there. So Ian, I suppose you picked this because of the humour.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of green liveries as we did with the again one of our previous shows where I picked that S7 cargo. Is it with that minging green
S7,
colour?
yeah.
So I'm not a fan of green liveries, but this Flying 101 Kalula, like you say, with the little captions all over it, I just think it just adds humour. And like Steve was saying earlier on, if you're a bit nervous of flying or whatever, and that rolls up at your gate and you start reading all the little bits and pieces on it, you're going to have a smile on your face when you walk on the plane, aren't you? Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just the way they do it is like I say, I think it's done in such a way where, you know, if you are flying for the first time or you are a young flyer for the first time, and you see this rock up and you think, oh, okay, so that's a secret agent code for the the registration, or you know, that's where the landing gear is, and that's engine number 2, and that's wing number 2, and you know, you've got boot space here, you know, like you know, that's the tail in case you didn't notice that, and that's the rudder in case you didn't notice that, and everything else like that. I think it's very smart from Kalula to have done this as a bit of a, you know, like here, for example, you know, that's where the co-captain sits, you know, that's the sunroof there, you know.
I think on the other side where the captain sits, I think it says something like really important guy and has an arrow pointing up to him or something, doesn't it? But they do actually do another one as well. It's a white one with green rat and it says this way up livery. Have you seen it? It's got this way up on it with 2 arrows pointing up. Make sure that the plane's right way up, But I don't think that's it's got the humour definitely, and it tickled me the other one, but I think this one is fantastic. It's a cracking little livery, that it really is.
Yeah, the humour's good. Like you say, the colour's like snot pea green, but apart from that, the sentiment's very good on it.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Absolutely. So that will just about sort of wrap up our look at sort of our special liveries, the ones we consider to be you know, some of our favorites. As I said, there are plenty out there that will basically we all like, but we just haven't literally thought of. There's so many. We could even do a part 2 of this if we wanted to, or even go down the route of maybe doing something like a, you know, like the worst special livery sort of thing. Maybe some point down the line, maybe, but we will see. So with that said, this is now the part of the show where we begin to do our shout outs. So if anybody has any shout outs that they want to give to anyone they like, whether it's friends, family, loved ones, etc., do get them into the chat, and then we will read them out. Read them out. We'll show them on screen rather as we do them. Now, seeing as Joe has left us, only fair to start with the guy that always seems to be forgotten about. So, Ian, if you'd like to do yours first this time.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll start off with a massive shout out to Joe's family and Joe's friends who have lost Brendan and Brendan's family and Brendan's friends as well. It's a massive shame for Joe, and you know, we offer our condolences and our hearts go out to him, and you know, let him rest in peace. So, you know, so big up to Joe, and big up to yourself, Tom, and you, Steve, as well, for another cracking show tonight. Good laugh, good fun. Yeah, definitely. A massive shout out to all the comments in the chat. We didn't get through everyone's different comments. There was quite a few what we missed out. There was quite a lot tonight, so you'll have to forgive us for that one. But I think we managed to get through the majority of them. And that's it. Big up to Tian as well, who sat on the other side of the room playing Sims, I think. Playing Sims.
Yeah, brilliant. She's not watching the show. She's playing the Sims instead.
She has it on her phone.
Oh, fair enough. I'll let her off then. Oh, yeah. So, all right, Steve, if you'd like to do yours.
Hey, well, first up, echoing what Ian's just said, like to Joe, Brendan, all his family and friends. Obviously, it's an incredibly difficult time, and our thoughts are with you. And like, we know we used to watch the show and that, and like we appreciated it and that. So it is a loss to us as well as yourself. So sort of thoughts with you, and just sort of bringing it back to a more light-hearted note. I do get quite a bit of fan mail, but this week in particular, I got a wonderful bit of fan mail. Let me just show you 1 second. I've put it on my fridge here. Can you see that there?
Ian, you Peppa Pig pictures on
What?
podcast. Just keep it there. Ian's just browsing across to it now.
Fantastic.
I got sent a wonderful Peppa the Pig colouring drawing to keep. I won't mention any names because it's unfair, and
I think
I've
already grasped on it.
No, well, yeah.
I've just told her to have a look at it.
TN8 sent me a lovely Peppa the Pig drawing. And it didn't. I do appreciate it. Like, we have a bit of fun and a bit of laugh between us all, and what have you. Like, obviously, Tom, Ian, yourselves, as always, for the laughs and fun we have that. And a shout out to anyone who may have strung along and upset in Edinburgh. I'm sorry, didn't mean it, and all the best of your life.
You're not going back there anytime soon, then.
No. Honest to God, your list of people you've upset over the last 3-4 months on this show.
I've just got a Welshman to go and we're done.
Yeah, next week we're broadcasting from another country.
Yeah,
because we've been kicked out of it. Wonderful. Right, I'll just do my shout outs. So big shout out, of course, to Steve, the co-host, for doing a stellar job as per normal. Big thank you to Ian for contributing to this week again. And of course, contributing to another wonderful show. A big shout out to everyone that's been watching, everyone that's commented, everyone that's liked the show, and just people that have jumped in, even if for a second, just to watch. It still means something. So it's still something. So yeah, also to echo what we've all been saying, thoughts do go out to Jer during a difficult time. I know what it's like to lose a best friend suddenly. So I know exactly what it's like. So I know what he's going through. So our thoughts and prayers do go out to Jer, and of course his friends, family as well. Marco Barrett saying #not sell out Steve anymore.
Oh, don't you believe it, mate? Don't you believe it?
Some shout outs to, of course, key workers and NHS health services wherever you are in the world during this incredibly crappy time at the moment. And then lastly, I'd like to give a very, very, very special shout out to somebody very special to me. So I know they're currently watching. So to a very special munchkin out there, I love you very, very much indeed. And that will never change. So that will do it for this evening. Last comment from Jack Roll saying, "By the Lord Jesus, the noise on the best podcast be the Jesus." That pretty much sums it up, I think. So next week we are debating either one or two things. We've either got a guest or we've got a topic of conversation, but we'll decide that as and when the show gets to it. But are we on Sunday or Wednesday? I think we'll keep Wednesday again for next week. We'll keep Wednesday again for next week. It seems to suit a lot of people at the moment. So we'll keep Wednesday next week. We'll decide what we're doing, and we'll let you know on our social medias that you can find in the descriptions. There's only one description below. So all that's left to say is, we'll do our goodbyes first, obviously. So Ian, if you'd like to say goodbye to the people still watching.
Yep, just goodbye, everybody. Have a safe week, and see you all next week, hopefully.
Short and snappy, to the point. Love it. Yeah. Steve.
Yeah, cheerio, my lovelies. Keep frosty. See you next week.
Fantastic. Oh, geez. I start to give up with these. But no, all that's left for me to say is enjoy the rest of the week. We are finally over hump day. Yeah, we will see you next Wednesday, 7:30, for more of the same. So enjoy the rest of the week and enjoy your weekend, whatever you do. We'll see you Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. for more fun, games, shenanigans, laughter, and more of Jer. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.